emerges from beneath the sand. Distant miracles seem so far away. Across this universe, she lives another day. I know the reason she's here. I know the reason she's so far away. I know the reason she's here. I know the reason she's so far away.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the FM Dugout. It's time for some more San Marino Dream Team, and it's now episode 10, so our team is nearly complete and the manager must be quaking in his boots because, as you saw from the start, we still haven't won the World Cup, obviously. So this time round it was a left back and I opted for Luke Shaw. First time in a while I think actually that the player I've chosen wasn't suggested by yourselves. Now I went with Shaw because I just think he's a cracking left back, to be honest, with some great stats. Now he has fleshed out a little bit from how he started off. So the screenshot I had right back in 2014, there was quite a lot of yellows, but now you can see most of what's on the screen is green. Fantastic footballer. So let's go and jump straight in to see how the squad has got on. So 46th. So it's 2 off the best, which was with Mats Hummels, the episode a few back, and that's a cracking result, to be honest. I'm really happy with that. Manzaroli's still in charge, so they obviously have faith in him still. Top players, at least 6 of them there, so managed to keep most of the team intact, but as I said before, we're not going beyond 2018, so it really doesn't matter too much. So very, very quickly, let's go through these results. Excellent first year, apart from a loss to England. Rather surprised at the goal scorer there. Never even noticed that when I went through the results. Good result against Slovenia, and again another national San Marinese player has scored that goal. Nothing else really to call out. Slovenia and Lithuania wins. Fairly comfortable. Good start to the next year with 2-0 win over Estonia. Narrowly losing out to Switzerland away from home. Had Hummels not got sent off, they probably would have got something out of that. And then, they'd taken a bit of a dive there. And then 2 draws. So it probably looked as though they weren't going to qualify at that point. And then you can see that they got through to play Denmark. So again, it was the playoff route. But this time they've absolutely annihilated Denmark. 5-0 away from home. Ronaldo, Hazard, Lewandowski and Messi all grabbing goals. And then in the return leg, another 3-1 victory. Ronaldo playing a really important role in this team by the looks of it. He had a hat-trick against Switzerland. He scored again there and another 2 there. So really adding some goals to the squad. So we made the European Championship for the second episode running, and in there we had some friendlies, good run up, albeit against pretty weak sides. But look, we actually beat Albania. So if you remember last episode with the viewers team, they get thumped by Albania in 2017, I think it was. But here we managed to beat them. So we then went into the European Championships, had a 2-2 draw against Italy. Took an early lead, 2-1 down and came back. Then a draw against Romania. They'll be disappointed with that, to be honest, with a man sent off after 14 minutes. Very, very late equaliser as well. But didn't matter too much. They got 4-1 win against Croatia, which put them through second place into the second round. So we've actually made it further than the last time round. That's 5 points that they got out of the 3 games. Got through to the next round to play Norway and got put out on penalties after extra time. very, very close to winning it. So it was a late equaliser. Now, I don't know if anyone noticed in the screenshot of that game, but Manuel Neuer actually took a penalty. And I think that probably just says how bad some of the actual San Marino players are at taking penalties, that he stepped up and took it. Because it didn't look like it went to 11 penalties each. But anyway, disappointing, really. They could have possibly gone further. Who actually won the European Championship? France won it. Yeah, well, okay. So, we haven't actually taken any French players, have we? That's quite surprising then. So they went into the World Cup qualifiers, and it went a bit sour for the Dugout select here, only beating Faroe Islands and losing all the other games. Went into 2017, lost to Bulgaria, Serbia, and then a win against Norway, spared some blushes in a draw against Bulgaria, so didn't do too well there. Well, I can't even be bothered going looking for it, but they finished 5th, I think. Not a great result. Certainly in terms of the aims of this series was to try and get World Cup glory, and to not qualify for the World Cup is quite leaves us quite a long way off. So I'll run through how Luke Shaw's done in the player comparison, but that will come after we do the viewers simulation. And this week there was quite a lot of suggestions and quite a few varied ones, so thanks to you guys for putting them in. But the chosen man this week was chosen by 2 people, and it was David Alaba of Bayern Munich. So finishing off the back 5, where 4 out of the 5 are Bayern Munich players. So maybe we'll get some sort of magical combination of them, and maybe you'll win the World Cup. Who knows? Let's find out how you got on.
Viewers versus the Dugout.
So the viewer simulation with David Alaba is over, and what a cracking player he is. Really versatile. I mean, honestly, he can play pretty much anywhere in midfield and defence. So yeah, good selection this week, I think, guys. Very good selection. Let's go on and see how San Marino got on. So 78th, breaking into the top 100 now for the viewers. So good, excellent. It's going in the right direction for you guys as well. Not quite as low or as high. Sounds weird saying high, but yeah, okay, not quite as high as the Dugout team, but it's definitely going the right way. Can see that you've actually got 4 players left over out of 10, and you've apparently got 2 star players who are actually national San Marinese players. Okay, so let's see how things went on for you guys. So 2014, excellent start against England, 2-1 win right off the bat. Cristiano Ronaldo scoring again there for you guys. Then 2-1 all draws. Disappointed with a 4-0 loss against Slovenia. Probably disappointed with these as well, to be honest. I think any time I see that we don't pick up maximum points against those 3 teams now, it's a bit of a disappointment. So what was that? You had 5 points after the first year. 3-all draw against Switzerland with 10 men as well. That's impressive. You were actually 3-0 up away from home until Rodriguez got sent off, and 3 goals were then scored. So really unfortunate there. 2-0 against England in the reverse. Pretty bog standard stuff. Another draw against Estonia. And then Slovenia beating you again. And then Lithuania draw. So actually you didn't beat Lithuania, Estonia or Slovenia at all. But then you finish it off. So let me get this right. The viewers team beat England and Switzerland, but you couldn't beat any of the other teams. So I think that's fairly self-explanatory as to why you finished where you have. So let's jump back and take a look where they were. So yeah, 5th. Narrowly missing out in 4th, but you know, if you'd just beaten Estonia and Lithuania both times instead of drawing, that would have been 7, and then you would have had 12, 19. You would have actually finished 2nd and qualified without having to go through the playoffs either. So maybe it's just bad luck. I don't know. Anyway, let's go on to 2016 and see if the World Cup qualifiers went better. Great start there. Absolutely fantastic start. You got your revenge in Slovenia this time, which is odd because usually the World Cup one is where it goes worse. Messi grabbing a hat-trick and Rodriguez scoring there. 1-0 draw away against Holland. Excellent result. 3-0 at home to Norway. Again, fantastic. And then a comfortable 5-0 win against Luxembourg. So yeah, that's really impressive. 10 points out of your first 4 games. And then Slovenia again beat you, unfortunately. Then we had France, who had just come out of winning the European Championships in my version. I don't know actually who did win them here. Sorry for just skipping all over the place here. Let's see. No, it was Italy this time. Okay, so anyway, they've got it within them to win it. And by the way, I remembered we do actually have a French player. Paul Pogba was selected for the dugout team. How could I forget him? So yeah, a narrow loss at home. Wow, what a start to the game that was. 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 18 minutes. Great start. Yeah, it's not too bad, to be honest. Then 2 friendly wins, a 3-1 loss against Holland at home. So maybe a little bit disappointed there. Seeing who scored again, trying to have a look to see who's playing there. Still got the majority of the team present. Then only 2-0 against Luxembourg at home. Then a loss to Norway and another loss to France, which obviously ended up leaving you unable to qualify. Why the hell can't I see the qualifiers? Here we are. Right, that's it. So 3rd. That's very respectable. Very, very respectable, to be honest. That's the highest the San Marino team has finished in the World Cup qualifying. Some distance off the 2 qualifiers. It's going to be difficult to take one of those top 2 spaces. I'm hoping that once we do one of the simulations where they do go far in the European Championships, that their coefficient will increase so much that they will not be a kind of lower seed. So they'll maybe have more of the weaker teams in with them. And maybe San Marino will be one of the top 2 seeds, which would really make things a lot better in terms of qualifying for the World Cup. So I would be very pleased with that. I think that went really, really well. But as ever, you know, it's not always a case of how the team has done as a whole. We also want to see the head-to-head to see who takes the glory for this week's episode. So without any further ado, let's go and see those head-to-head results. So there we have it. Luke Shaw versus David Alaba. 10 more appearances for Luke Shaw. He scored 1. 8 assists to 1. 8 assists is a very good return for a left back, I think. Really quite pleased with that. Tackles per game, quite a gap there as well. Man of the match. Wow, 10 man of the matches for Luke Shaw. Really quite something. None for David Alaba, which is kind of surprising. In 24 games, you think as good a player as he is, he would have at least had 1 man of the match. Certainly, from an average rating point of view, Alaba looks like he's played exceptionally well over the 4 years. But Luke Shaw at 8.1, absolutely fantastic. Can't believe a left back would be that effective. But yeah, wow. So I think the dugout takes the glory this week, guys. Sorry to say it. Qualified for the European Championships and got through to the knockout, and certainly from the head-to-head it looks as though Luke Shaw was the better selection. However, when I was going through some of the results there, I actually caught David Alaba's name further down the list, which is making me suspect that Manzaroli was actually playing him in midfield. Now obviously that's going to have an impact on some of the stats here, in terms of tackles per game, possibly going to be a little bit lower because he's playing in midfield rather than defence, but I would have expected perhaps that the goals or assists would be a little bit higher up. So yeah, as I say, Manzaroli is a marked man in terms of being replaced. He's got one more episode in which to win the World Cup before we'll replace him in episode 12. So guys, it's over to you. It's time to finish off this team. So I'm looking for a central midfielder. Now, last time we did a central midfielder, I said I was looking for a particular type. Now, I don't care, okay? Just go wild. It can be a defensive player, it can be a playmaker, it can be someone who scores lots of goals from midfield, who knows? It can be whatever you want it to be. Just get those suggestions in the comment box, and we'll see who comes out the next time when we complete our San Marino Dream Team 11. And yeah, it should be interesting to see how it goes. I definitely think both teams are going in the right direction. And speaking of that, let's take a look at the graph of the world rankings. So as you can see from the graph, the trend continues with the improving world rankings. And it now shows that the Mats Hummels episode wasn't a fluke or a freak incident, and that Luke Shaw and his other 9 players have managed to get a similar world ranking. And actually they did get to 31st in the world after the Euro 2016 Championships. So it's definitely going in the right direction, boys. And you know, I think with a couple of more additions, as I say, a new player and manager, and we might see something big happen. If we don't, rather than doing one player at a time, because we probably want to see this series come to some kind of conclusion, whether it's positive or not, what I'll be doing each week is getting you guys to suggest a player for each position, minus a goalkeeper, because I think Neuer's been fine. So we'll be looking for a defender of any position, a midfielder of any position, and a striker of any position. Put all those names into a hat, draw them out, and we'll add 3 players at a time. Now obviously I'm not going to go to the same extent in terms of editing. I just want to see what's going to happen when we add those players into the mix and see whether or not we can actually get success, because I'm starting to think that the whole reputation of the nation might be having an impact. So we'll just have to see how it goes. But obviously Football Manager 2016 is now out, and I am wanting to get started on videos for it. So we want this series to come to an end, so it will leave the people's journey and Football Manager 2016 series kicking off. Hopefully another simulation and maybe a Let's Play there as well. So guys, anyway, looking to you for the next time to give us the central midfielder of any type that you want, and we'll see how we get on when we take on the world with 11 elite players in the San Marino Dream Team. So if you like this video, make sure you leave a like and a comment. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, and until the next time, I'll see you when I see you.